Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at something a bit different for online data storage based on some sources you shared.
Right. It's all about decentralized object storage.
Yeah, the core idea seems to be storing your digital stuff in a way that's maybe more resilient, maybe cheaper, especially, for large amounts of data.
Exactly. And the main source we're digging into is documentation for something called AIOZ storage.
AIOZ storage. Okay.
Yeah. They describe it as, let's see, a highly versatile object storage infrastructure with S3 compatibility for Web3 DOPS.
S3 compatibility. Okay, that
Yeah,
rings a bell. So basically, a flexible spot for files, photos, videos, websites. And it plays nice with Amazon S3 tools.
that's the claim. Makes it interesting for people already in that ecosystem.
But the key difference is this decentralized part, isn't it? The docs mention the decentralized power of the AIOZ network, P2P networking, and blockchain technology.
Mm-hmm. That's really the heart of it. Instead of giant single data centers, think of your data being sort of sliced up and spread across, well, many different computers in a network.
A peer-to-peer network.
Essentially, yes. The AIOZ network provides that structure, and the blockchain part probably acts like a secure logbook, tracking ownership and transactions transparently. It's a different way to think about security.
So our mission here is to unpack what that really means. Like, what are the actual upsides compared to traditional cloud storage? Does it solve common problems?
Precisely.
Hi.
Let's jump into some of the features they highlight. First off, that S3 compatibility we mentioned.
Right. Why is that so significant?
Well, it means if you're already using Amazon S3 or tools built for it, switching over or integrating AIOZ storage might be, relatively straightforward, less hassle.
Okay, easy adoption. Makes sense. They also push this idea of no single point of failure.
Yeah, because the data isn't just in one location. It's copied and distributed globally across their network nodes.
So if one computer or server goes offline,
Your data should still be accessible from other copies. The documentation says your info remains intact, ensuring high availability. It's built-in backup, in a way.
okay, but decentralized systems, aren't they sometimes? Slower. Accessing data spread all over the place.
That's definitely a potential concern people raise. But AIOZ Storage claims they address this, ensuring swift access to your data with minimal delays.
How would they manage that?
It's likely through smart routing within their P2P network, finding the quickest path to the data you need, maybe using nodes closer to you, perhaps some kind of network caching involved too.
Interesting. What about scalability and cost?
Yeah.
Storage needs always grow.
They say it can adapt to your growing storage needs continuously. And on cost, they talk about transparent pricing, no hidden fees, and a pay-as-you-go model.
So you only pay for what you actually use.
That's the model. They also mentioned using their own AIOZ tokens for payment might offer more value, potentially discounts or better rates.
Got it. And security, always crucial.
They really emphasize this. The decentralized nature itself lowers breach risk, apparently. Plus, advanced encryption techniques.
And users control their own access.
Yeah, they say you entirely own your access to your buckets,
Mhm.
and that even AIOZ storage itself can't access the data. That sounds, well, pretty secure on paper.
It does. Now, here's something I found really interesting. A built-in CDN, a content delivery network.
Right, leveraging their global peer-to-peer nodes. So instead of paying for a separate CDN service to speed up, say, video delivery,
It just uses the nearest AIOZ node automatically. That could be a significant saving and speed boost.
exactly, it bundles that delivery aspect right into the storage network. Seems quite efficient.
They list a ton of use cases too. Media, e-commerce, dApps, healthcare, startups, calling it a one-size-fits-all solution.
That's ambitious, but it shows they see broad potential, wherever secure, scalable storage is needed.
And for people already using, say, Amazon S3 or Backblaze B2,
They mentioned migration paths. Tools or guides seem to be available to help users migrate from Amazon S3 or migrate from Backblaze B2.
okay, trying to make the switch easier.
Definitely lowers the barrier.
So wrapping up, the key takeaway seems to be this decentralized approach, like AIOZ storage offers, has potential advantages in resilience, security, maybe cost, plus that built-in CDN, while still aiming for compatibility.
That sums it up well. It's a different model with some compelling points.
Food for thought, then.
Well, yeah. Thinking about how that global distribution impacts where your data actually is, data sovereignty concerns, and also how does that P2P retrieval actually perform speed-wise in different parts of the world, that's worth considering for your specific needs.
Real-world performance is key, and for anyone wanting to dig deeper technically.
The docs mention SDKs, JavaScript, Golang, Python, plus a Postman collection and a CLI. So the tools are there if you want to get hands-on.
Great. Lots to think about there. Thanks for walking through this.
My pleasure. Interesting stuff.